All right, so let's see if that fixes everything here. I can see myself in the bottom right-hand corner. Hopefully, you can kind of hear me a little bit. There we go. Now I can hear myself. For some reason, the mic was muted. Didn't realize it was muted. So thank you, Marty, for letting me know that it was muted. Should be good to go now. So if you don't mind, hit that share button for us. First time that we are doing severe weather coverage like this. So there's going to be a few headaches to kind of iron out. If you don't mind, let me know in the video chat that you can hear everything. All right, Marty just sent me a text and said, "You're good to go now." All right, sorry about that. Brand new mic, brand new setup here for severe weather. So, as you can see on your screen, we've got severe storms coming in from the west. It is just passing the West Plains area right now as we speak. And these storms have packed quite a big punch so far. We've had some high wind damage in south central Missouri. Right now, there's really not much in the way of hail. However, we have had some wind damage in south central Missouri. Those are the storms that you can see right now on your screen. I'm looking at three different monitors here. So if you don't mind, go ahead and tag somebody in the feed and appreciate that, Jennifer. So it looks like we are good to go now. The entire area is under a tornado watch until midnight tonight. That covers everybody in southeast Missouri. I'll put on the tornado watch in just a moment, but right now, the most important thing is we've got severe storms coming in. And let's go ahead and kind of get you up to date on what's going on. So, here is the latest weather warning. As you can see on your screen, it covers Carter County, western Ripley County, and northwestern Wayne County in southeast Missouri. This storm is in effect until 6:45 tonight. At 5:44, a severe storm was located along a line extending from near Eminence to Bexar, moving east at 45 miles an hour. The main threats with this storm or these storms is going to be the 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, also penny-size hail. This is radar indicated right now, and the locations in this storm, they include Piedmont, Van Buren, Elsinore, also Gatewood, Hunter, Handy, Fremont, Grandin, Mill Spring, and Briar. So if you know somebody who lives in these areas, make sure and shoot them a text message and let them know they've got some strong storms that are coming into the area. It is starting to move in as we speak around the Winona area, actually going through Winona. It is getting ever so closely right now on the Shannon County, Carter County line. So, Van Buren, you're going to be in this area very, very soon. As a matter of fact, here, I want to kind of going to take you on a little tour here, and bear with me for just a minute, and we're going to kind of track some of these storms a little bit. This is the heaviest part of this storm right now as it moves in to Carter County, and as you can see the track there, it's going to go between Elsinore and Van Buren. Let's kind of take this out just a little bit, and we will kind of put a track on it for you and kind of show you exactly where this storm may be headed. And it was going around 45 miles an hour, so we're going to go ahead and calculate that. And we're going to bring in these towns. So as you can see, this storm that we have highlighted, it is going to be in about Fremont in about 28 minutes. Now, give or take a few minutes, but this will give you an idea of when these storms will be moving in. Fremont in about 28 minutes. Also, Van Buren in about 30, or make that 40 minutes. Hunter in about 50 minutes. The location total population with this particular storm is going to be about 1,200 folks is going to be in the path of this storm. So about 50 minutes from right now should be in the Hunter area. And these storms are going to be moving into the direction of Butler County, also Wayne County as well. This is just the really the beginning of what's going to be a very long evening around here, as these storms are just now moving in from the west. We have had some damage reports in south central Missouri. We've had some extensive wind damage. There was some large hail earlier tonight. Thankfully, as of right now, the hail threat isn't quite as big as it was maybe an hour ago. It is turning into a wind threat right now. So we're going to be watching that very carefully. Still, these storms are just now starting to make their way into portions of our area. We wanted to go live right now to kind of give you an idea of where they were and the fact that these storms are headed this direction. It's got a southern edge to this storm as well. And we'll kind of give you an idea where these storms, this is in northeast Arkansas, that's going to be affecting southern parts of Ripley County, Butler County, the Missouri Boot Heel later on this evening. And looking at some of the wordage here by the Weather Service, and they're saying 60-mile-per-hour winds and penny-size hail. And it looks like this storm in northeast Arkansas, it is moving 40 miles an hour to the east. So that's kind of where we are right now. We're going to stay with this. We're not going to go anywhere. And we are going to stay on Facebook Live and on YouTube as well. We're on two different avenues. Facebook here on Today's Talk, KWOC. We are also on our YouTube channel by going to youtube.com/River Radio PB. And I'm on a single site radar. So we're out of the site out of Springfield. I'm going to switch radar sites here. So bear with me just 1 minute. And let me get to we're going to go to the Springfield site here. So bear with me. We'll get that going here in just a minute. There we go. I want to switch radars here and kind of show you what another vantage point of what some of these other radars are looking like here this evening. So this is the Memphis radar. When these storms get a little bit closer to the area, we're going to switch sites again, and we're going to go to the Paducah site. We'll bounce back and forth between Paducah and Memphis. But as of right now, just severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect. No tornado warnings, just a tornado watch is in effect for the entire listening area until midnight tonight. So we're going to go back to the Springfield radar. Kind of gives you a better idea of what exactly we are showing on radar. So this storm is heading right toward the Ripley County area, just north of the Doniphan area, Brandsville, and just west of Alton. That's where the storm is right now. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. This part of the cell is going about 55 miles an hour. Let's go ahead and track this one for you and kind of give you an idea. This is the direction that it's going, and we'll put a track on that. We'll put on 55 miles an hour, and we'll kind of give you some towns here where this storm is going. This is the southern part of these storms as they move off to the east. Right now, Koshkonong in about 6 minutes from now, Alton 22 minutes out. That'll be the strongest part of that storm. Also, Couch in 22 minutes, Garfield in about 25. Let me go down here a few more towns here. We've also got Gatewood 39 minutes from right now, Briar in about 47 minutes. And once again, this storm is affecting right about 1,200 people. We'll get rid of that here just for 1 minute. So we'll kind of back out just a little bit here, and we'll show you where these storms are. So I've got multiple screens I'm looking at, so bear with me right now. Looking for some updates here to kind of pass on to you that we have right now. So let me switch here for just a minute. So if I've missed your questions, please feel free to ask any questions that you want to. I'm going to go to the NWS chat and kind of get some information from them. So the Weather Service, Chris Knowles is saying that they did go with a severe thunderstorm warning for Ripley, Carter, and Wayne counties, and that is the latest information that we have from the Weather Service. Go ahead and hit that share button for us on social media. And these storms are showing really no signs of weakening other than we're not seeing the large hail that we saw earlier this evening or this afternoon. It is primarily a wind threat right now. We're talking 60-mile-per-hour wind gust is the main threats right now. Fredericktown, let's talk about that for just one moment. Fredericktown currently right now is just outside of the warning area, but as you can see, these storms, and I've got the Springfield site on, so if I switch radars, let me switch and let me go to the St. Louis site. If I go to the St. Louis radar, kind of gives you an idea. This is where the storms are located right now. Fredericktown, Fredericktown is, of course, you can see on the map where it is. Fredericktown is, right in this area right here. And these storms, the leading edge is right here near Centerville, Ellington, moving off to the east. And those storms are warned on for right now. Matter of fact, we'll get you the wordage on these storms since somebody was asking about Fredericktown. The Weather Service is saying these storms are moving east at 55 miles per hour. 70-mile-per-hour winds are expected. Also, quarter-size hail with this storm. And let's see, looks like it's going to be the areas affected by these storms right now are Ellington, also Irondale, Arcadia, Pilot Knob, and you can see the other towns involved in this storm. Somebody was asking about Fredericktown, so there you go. Still have about maybe an hour or so away before these storms are on your back doorstep, but keep in mind they are racing off to the east at about 55 miles per hour. I'm going to go back to the Springfield radar here for just a moment. And nothing new has come up with these storms. We put it back into motion. Nothing new has come up with these storms. Still watching. Thank you so much, Jeannie. I appreciate that. And if I miss the questions, just bear with me here as I'm doing this from the comfort of my own home. So I'm trying to do 15 things at one time. Thank you, Miss Sherry. Appreciate that for the share. Donovan, Ashley. So these storms that we're tracking a moment ago, the southern end of these severe storms, here's where the leading edge of the storms are. This is where the leading edge is, and it is moving off to the east at around 55 miles an hour. Not a very good arrow there. So about 55 miles an hour is where these storms are moving off. Let me put a track on these storms, and let me go from the leading edge, and let me go just straight across here. And let's do 55 miles an hour. Let's populate it. And whoops, I messed up here. Let me try that one more time. So 55 miles an hour is where these storms are headed. And I'm going to go ahead and once again there we go. So let's see, Donovan. Let's see if it's showing up in my track here. You know what? I bet Fair Dealing is going to be there in about maybe an hour from right now. Naylor in about an hour. So Donovan, I think it's gonna the way I track this current view is gonna be there in about 55 minutes. Donovan, 51 minutes. Steele's rather in 53 minutes. So in about an hour from right now, you can be expecting some deteriorating weather conditions in the Donovan area, and that is with this leading edge of severe storms. Williamsville, yes, it's going to be in your neck of the woods and a little bit later on as well. Let's see here. Brianna, Poplar Bluff. It's going to be as soon as it moves through Donovan, Carter County, Butler County will be next in line for these severe storms. Still just talking about right now, looking at the latest here from the Weather Service. Nothing new has been officially released with this storm. I haven't heard of any spotters in the area to confirm any of these wind gusts. Right now, they're staying with 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. We're talking possibly Piedmont, Van Buren, Elsinore, Gatewood, Hunter, Handy, Fremont, Grandin, Mill Spring, and Briar. Let me zoom in just a little bit here to these storms. And right now it's starting to move into Carter County as we speak. Van Buren is about to see some strong winds, also some heavy rainfall. If you have not seen that yet, you will be very soon. Leanne, Elsinore is, let me see if I can put a track on Elsinore for you, kind of give you an idea of what exactly we are showing right now. Thank you so much, Nikki. I appreciate that. Amanda, we're talking about maybe an hour to an hour and a half away from Poplar Bluff. The way they're going right now, 55 miles an hour, I would say in the next hour to about hour 15 minutes is when we are thinking it's going to be in Poplar Bluff. Birch Tree, somebody was asking about Birch Tree. Let me go back up a little bit here. Chris, what was the weather like in Birch Tree a moment ago? The heaviest of the storm has now moved out of your area. That's the good news. Lane, thank you so much. Appreciate that. This is the first time that we have done severe weather coverage quite like this. We've done winter weather, and we wanted to get our feet wet with severe weather, so we thought tonight would be a good night to do that. And we're gonna be with you until these storms are out of our area. So just bear with us. We're gonna have a few hiccups here and there. Van Buren, yes, it is on the doorstep. Your weather will go downhill very, very fast. Whoops, I still have the cursor on. Let me go back to my actual. There we go. So let me zoom out just a little bit here, and you can see the storms as they move in. Primarily a wind threat right now. I don't see any major hail issues as of right now. I'm going to switch a radar source for 1 minute. It's going to get kind of weird for a second. There's a reason for that. I'm going to see if I can see any hail in these storms right now. So I've got the hail coefficient on, and there's nothing right now. You have to go way up north to get any kind of hail with the storms. Not saying we couldn't see some small hail, but these are not picking up any signals of hail right now. So that's some good news. And it looks like when these storms come in, it's going to be a wind threat. And it's still the Weather Service. Let me check. Let me check one more source here from the Weather Service. Let me see. Nothing new to report on in the Ripley County, Carter County, and Wayne County area. Still holding with the initial storms of 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. That is what they are saying as of right now. No problem at all. Yes, David. Appreciate you tuning in. Thanks and welcome to Southeast Missouri springtime. Absolutely. Where these storms can pulse up for a few minutes and then they can die back down pretty quick. Let me check another source here real quick just to make sure that I'm not missing something. Nope. As of right now, Jeannie, are you talking about Van Buren? Sorry, I know you told me earlier on where you were. Chris got smacked with crazy winds. I didn't see any damage reports in Birch Tree, Chris. If you see any, let me know. Pat is waiting for Greenville. That storm is going to be on your doorstep. Once it gets closer to the Paducah/Memphis radar sites, we will switch. I know it's kind of looking kind of weaker right now. Matter of fact, let me try to switch. Let me just see if I can switch to the Memphis radar site, and that will give us a better idea of where the storms are, how strong they look. Hasn't quite got enough. Whoops. There we go. So this is the Memphis radar site. I don't know about you guys, but primarily when I'm looking at severe weather, I pretty much tend to look at the Memphis radar site only because Paducah we're so far away. I tend to look at Memphis more than I do Paducah. I look at Springfield, obviously, for the weather coming in. So this is the Memphis radar site, and you can see these storms, pretty nasty cell in the southeastern parts of Oregon County, about to move in to Ripley County. Matter of fact, this one would hit Donovan. So let me see exactly. They're still saying about 60, or I should say 55 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour. So let's put a track on this storm here. We'll go 50 miles out. And let's go right here. Whoops. Wrong one. All right. Let's go to here. There we go. Let me put this track on, and there we go. All right. So we'll put a track on this storm. We'll go right through Donovan here. And let's see, at 50 miles an hour, let's kind of give you an idea. There we go. So Donovan, from this point right here, Donovan, it'll be affecting you in about a half an hour from right now. It is 6:12, so around 6:42 is when this storm should be in the Donovan area. Also, some other towns are Briar in about 20 minutes, Gatewood in 11 minutes from right now. And that's, you can kind of see the other towns involved with this storm. And we're talking Fair Dealing 43 minutes, Naylor 44, and the population with this storm is around 3,300 people, 3,400 people. Still talking about winds in excess of 60 miles an hour. Thankfully, the winds haven't really increased much. Uh, Christy, I'm sorry. You're between Ripley and Carter County. Okay. Jonesboro. Let me see here. Let me go back. Let me scroll down a little bit to Jonesboro. So right now, Jonesboro is in the clear. I'm on the Memphis radar site, so you can see Jonesboro here. These storms are well off to the west. We're talking still Mountain View, Cherokee Village, way up north. So as of right now, Jonesboro, for the moment, is in good shape. Although these storms, if they hold together, will be impacting your weather later on tonight. We're going to stay with these storms. They are going to move into Butler County, or I should say Ripley County, coming up very soon. Right now, they are just entering Carter County. Van Buren right now should be seeing some of the worst of the weather. And that's, as of right now, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Donovan and Grandin. Yep, Mike, we're watching it, my friend. Hopefully these storms kind of die out somewhat as they move in. It was kind of warm today. We had some sunshine a little bit. It was like 81 degrees in Poplar Bluff earlier today. Still don't have any we don't have any reports right now of any wind damage in our area right now. Still looking for some damage reports out in south central Missouri where these storms are coming from. All right, so looking at the weather service right now in Paducah, we're involved in their chat, and still nothing new as far as the weather warnings for Carter, Ripley, Wayne counties. It looks like the storms are, at least for right now, holding together, as you can see, as this storm is starting to come into Carter County. I'll show you the looks like the heaviest parts of the storm, and let me kind of zoom in a little bit here. So we're zooming in, and this is or I should say Oregon and Ripley County lines. So about right in here is where we are seeing some of the worst weather right now. That is the strongest part of these cells as of right now. Still nothing too dramatic, just some 60-mile-per-hour winds. This storm, the heaviest part of this storm, is going to be located just south of Van Buren, going to be just northwest of Donovan, it looks like. Thunder, Sherry says, thunder right now in Elsinore. Thank you so much. And if you do happen to get any reports of hail, wherever you are, please let me know in the feed, and I'll go ahead and pass that information on to the Weather Service in Paducah. That's kind of what we're seeing right now. Nothing is really cycling to make me too concerned other than some strong winds. Let's see. Kristen, between Donovan and Grandin, thundering and lightning has already began. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hopefully that's all we're going to get is just some thunder, some lightning, maybe some brief wind gust. Nothing, hopefully nothing too strong. That is the goal here, especially for our first time doing this. And I hope that we're not boring you too much. We just wanted to kind of do this tonight, knowing that we may not get a lot of severe weather, but it was a good idea for us to kind of see how this goes, to kind of see if you guys wanted us to keep doing this as we move throughout the spring months into the summer months. We did this during the winter time, and it worked out pretty well, actually. So we're going to see about doing this in the spring and the summer. So if you like what you're seeing as far as the coverage and everything, I know the storms are just now knocking on the doorstep. Let me know in the chat, and I'll show my supervisor, and I'm sure my GM would love to see the comments. That's a great reminder, Harold, to make sure and charge them phones for sure. Thank you so much, Christy. Appreciate that very much. I'll make sure that my GM sees the positivity here that we are doing. And to be honest with you, doing this was actually my son's idea, to be honest with you. He wanted to start doing some weather stuff, and he wanted to start helping out. So we kind of looked online and kind of got some great equipment here for the house. Without him, I couldn't do this for sure. Also, a big thank you again to PB Realty, Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, big supporter of what we are doing. So let me go back over to the NWS chat. Let me see if anything new has popped up. We're still waiting for some reports coming in from the Weather Service in Paducah. And let's see. Don't see anything yet. Everything is still the same. Still tracking severe storms in Carter, Ripley, Wayne counties. Just now moving into Ripley County, actually. So let me kind of zoom in again, kind of show you where the worst of the weather is. Looks like between 60 highway between Elsinore and Van Buren. It's about to get really bumpy on Highway 60 right now. That is where the bulk of the severe storms are in our neck of the woods. Also going down in Ripley County right now. Let's see here. Northwestern parts of Ripley County is starting to see some of the most severe, most intense part of the storms. And we are still looking at winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. Nothing in the way of hail. Couldn't say, not saying that we couldn't see a little bit of small hail. I know earlier on out in south central Missouri, we were seeing some quarter size to ping pong size hail. Thankfully, that has kind of diminished somewhat for right now, and we are left with just strong winds. We also have a tornado watch in effect for the entire listening area. Let me go, matter of fact, let me put on the weather watches here for just a minute. Let me kind of, this is the tornado watch. Don't worry about up here in the north here where it kind of goes away. That's just the radar overtaking the watch. So the severe thunder or tornado watch rather goes for everybody from Jonesboro, Paragould, Kennett, Poplar Bluff, Sykeston, all the way over into Tennessee, Paducah. This tornado watch, by the way, it goes until midnight tonight. And the watch from the Storm Prediction Center says a couple of tornadoes are possible. Scattered winds likely with isolated significant gusts to 80 miles per hour. Scattered large hail and isolated very large hail to 2 inches in diameter is possible with this tornado watch. And that's in effect for everybody until midnight this evening. So we'll get rid of the tornado watch now that you've seen that. And we'll get back to the radars here. So we're starting to see these storms now just to the west of Donovan. Let's see, in Carter County, it's already moved through Van Buren. Still Van Buren seeing some of the heaviest weather right now. Elsinore is about to get in on some of the action. Also Piedmont as well. I'll have to go to let me go to the St. Louis or the Paducah radar for this one. Let me go to the Paducah radar for Piedmont and kind of show you exactly what the radar looks like around Piedmont. So here is the radar as it pertains to Piedmont, and the heaviest weather is just on your back doorstep as we speak. Let's see. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. If I do, I'll let you know. I promise you. I know I've missed quite a few comments. I apologize. I'm circling back. So, Oran, you've got a ways to go before these storms are on your area. You still got about an hour to about 2 hours, I would say, before these storms are near the Oran area, unless we get some storms that develop out of ahead. But right now, that we're not seeing that right now. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the Memphis radar site. So Piedmont's about to get into some of the action. Van Buren has already seen some of the action. And if you are watching from Van Buren, if you've noticed any hail and you have any idea about any kind of hail, please let me know, and we'll pass that information on to the Weather Service in Paducah. And Donovan right now is about to get into the activity as we speak. Brenda, Poplar Bluff, still looking at about 45 minutes to an hour away. That's kind of where we are standing right now with Bluff. We're kind of in wait mode right now. We're talking to our friends right now out in Grandin, Carter County, also Ripley County, watching Elsinore, Grandin, Donovan right now. Naylor about to get in on some of the action as well. Bluff is going to be next. So Bluff will be coming up next. Dexter, you still have about 2 hours or so. I would say an hour and a half to 2 hours before this is coming to your location. Leanne, 21 north of Hunter. Let's see here. Let's go to 21 here. Yeah, there's Hunter. I knew it. So, yeah, it's coming pretty quick. So Hunter is right here, and you can see here, if I zoom out just a little bit here, you can see where the bulk of the storms are. Eastwood, Chilton is where the storms are right now, moving off to the east at around 55 miles an hour. Wendy is watching from Elsinore. No problem. It's coming in your direction as we speak. Let's see here. Just got a, let me see if I can pull that up. Sure, I can. Bear with me here. Got two different computers going here. So let me see if I can pull up that special weather statement real quick from the Weather Service in Paducah. So let me see if I can do that. And they may, I don't think they will, but I guess they could take the warning down for Carter and Ripley counties. So I do not have a special weather statement from Donovan yet. The Weather Service has not issued it from what I can see. I've got everything here in front of me, as you can see. Looks like there may have been a new warning. Nope, nothing new yet. Yeah, there was a new warning that was just issued just south of Donovan, actually. This one is for Randolph County in eastern Arkansas, also northern Lawrence County in eastern Arkansas, which is right south of Ripley and Butler County. This one's in effect until 7:15. At 6:22, severe storms were extending from Mammoth Spring to Hardy to near Myron, extending east at 45 miles an hour. Weather Service is still saying 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and penny-size hail. Now, why am I showing you this one? Well, we have a lot of folks who are tuning in Northeast Arkansas, too. We want to make sure that we take care of those folks as well. And that also shows you that even south of Donovan, these storms are not going away. There's that special weather statement that just popped up. So here we go. So here is the latest on the severe weather in Ripley County. It says as of 6:20, so that's about 4 minutes ago, Doppler radar was tracking storms along the line from Glover to about Dalton. These storms have weakened slightly. Movement was east at 40 miles an hour, still seeing wind gust of 50 miles per hour. The locations in this particular special weather statement, they include Poplar Bluff, Donovan, Greenville, also Naylor, Williamsville, Hendrickson, also Lodi, Budapest, Milltown, Oxley, Fairdealing, Shook, and Cascade. So that's kind of what we have as of right now with that special weather statement out of Ripley County. That is just giving us an idea that the storms have weakened slightly, but they are still staying with the severe thunderstorm warning, at least for the time being. And let's see here. Let me go to one more source here to kind of see. So just keep in mind, don't let your guard down, even though they are saying that this storm has weakened somewhat, it can still very much re-energize and get stronger as it moves into our area. So right now, thankfully, no warnings for Butler County. However, this storm is just now moving to the west of Donovan. And you can see on radar, let me move this out of the way. You can see over the last couple of frames, it's gotten a little bit weaker as it moves in to the northern parts of Ripley County. However, the southern end is still cranking, and that's going to be around Maynard, just southwest of Donovan. We're going to watch that very quickly. Neelyville, I would say Neelyville still has about an hour, I would say, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. Hearing thunder in Donovan. I was watching something from Oregon County. Let's calm down. Okay, so no damage reports so far, which is good news as these storms have moved in from West Plains. We haven't seen any damage reports, and we hope that is the case. That's what we want to see. Some small hail. Thank you so much, Ashley. Would you say about dime size hail, maybe smaller there in Alton? Also, if you don't mind, if you haven't done so already, hit that share button for us. I know we're near 200 shares right now, first time doing severe weather. I would love to go back tomorrow morning and tell my GM and my sales manager that we had over 200 shares for an event like this. We just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what you can expect. Thank you so much, Jeannie. I appreciate that. Dexter, Yep, Haley, it's going to be coming your direction. Still have a long way to go, though, before these storms move in to Stoddard County. Right now, the main areas are going to be Wayne County to about Piedmont, stretching to just west of Elsinore and into the Donovan area as well. Let me kind of, this storm right here that we're looking at here, still seeing some hail possibly in the Carter County area. You're seeing the max hail size about 3/4 of an inch. So the hail size really isn't that big right now. That is some good news. Let me go to another storm here. This one is going to be approaching Ripley County. 80% chance there's hail in this storm. The max hail is half-inch size hail. So that is in Ripley County right now. And we're going to keep watching these storms as they move in. They have weakened somewhat, but still, we are not out of the woods by any means necessary. We still do have a tornado watch in effect for the entire region until midnight. Now, the tornado watch will be canceled more than likely once we get through these initial lines of storms. Once this main area moves in, we'll get the high winds for a little bit. We'll get some small hail possibly. And then hopefully, when these storms move out of here, that means that the severe weather threat will go with it. And then we'll be left with just some rain. Do I think it's going to mainly miss Neelyville, Joshua? Not sure yet. I think we're going to get some storms in that area. What I don't know is I don't know exactly if it'll reach severe levels. Microburst outside of Ellington wouldn't surprise me. Those areas up there. Somebody was asking about Fredericktown. Let me go back up to the radar site in St. Louis and kind of give you an idea here of what we are seeing. And here is the severe weather warning right now. They're still saying winds are about 60 miles an hour. This one's for Madison, St. Genevieve, St. Francis County until 7:15. Yep, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts are reported. Law enforcement, by the way, reported a tree down across the highway that took place in Centerville. So here are some locations. If you know somebody, I know it's kind of outside of our area, but we're on Facebook here and YouTube. So we have a wide range of folks who are watching us here tonight in Southeast Missouri, also a little bit north of Southeast Missouri as well. Farmington, Festus, Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Pevely, also Bismarck, St. Genevieve, Fredericktown in the line of these storms. So if you know somebody in these areas, make sure and send them a text and let them know they've got some severe storms coming into their direction very, very soon. Let me go back into the Memphis radar here. Oops, there we go. All right, so this is the Memphis radar. Let me check one more radar here that we have. And I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything because as of right now, they still have continued, it looks like, with the severe thunderstorm warning. It's going to be expiring in about 13 minutes. I don't know if they're going to continue it or if they're going to extend it farther eastward. We'll wait and see. If I'm betting, though, I would bet for right now they might go ahead and let this one expire, and then we'll see if anything kind of pulses back up. So Elsinore about to get hit with the severe weather or the strong storms right now. We're talking wind gust in excess of 60 miles per hour. Thankfully, no tornado warnings, just a tornado watch that is in effect until midnight tonight. Somebody was asking Clarkton. So Clarkton, you're in the Boot Heel and you still have a little ways to go. I'm watching these storms right out in here. Let me draw the line here. These are the storms that'll be coming into your area later on. These are moving off to the east at around 45 to 50 miles per hour. So this would be in your neck of the woods in about 2.5 hours if they hold together like this currently. So let's go back to, I had another question here. Let me go back. What are the chances? As of right now, Tara, I would say very, very low. Oxley is right in here. Right now, we're mainly worried about we're worried about high winds for sure, but really on radar, there's nothing that suggests any kind of rotating supercells. I'm okay with saying that I'm not worried about tornadoes right now. Not saying that we couldn't get some quick spin ups along this line, but right now the atmosphere just isn't conducive for that. But the high winds, the small hail, the heavy rainfall, that's going to be your main threats right now. Donovan is about to get into some of the storm activity. There is a storm that is off to the southwest of Donovan that's gotten a little bit stronger, but even in those areas right now, still just severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Fair dealing, same situation. Fair dealing is, let me go back up here. Fair dealing is right here, as you can see on the map. And as I back out just a little bit here, seeing 160, you can see these storms as they move in to the area. Here is the leading edge. And once again, let me see how fast these storms are going. About 50, we'll go 55 miles an hour. That's kind of what we'll do here. We'll go 55 miles an hour and we'll kind of track these storms out just a little bit. And let's put a track on this storm. So we'll go a little bit farther than Popper Bluff here. So this is the heaviest part of this storm. We're going to go 50 miles an hour to kind of give you these are not exact times by any means. They're just an estimate. And this storm right here that you can see, we're talking about into the area fair dealing in about 20 minutes from right now. Harville, 29 minutes. Green Forest will be in about 30 minutes from right now. Popper Bluff, just south of there, in about 34 minutes. And total population infected by this particular storm, if it holds together on this track, is about 21,000 people that'll be in the direct path of this storm. Not saying that it's going to intensify by any means, just giving you an idea of the locations on how soon these storms might move in to your area. I want to go back here for just a minute. Going to jump off Facebook here, but stay with me. We've got some Carter County EMS is saying that this was about 10 minutes ago that pea-sized hail was falling in Carter County. It didn't say exactly where in Carter County, but if I'm guessing, somewhere between Van Buren and Elsinore along Highway 60 was probably seeing some of that very small hail. They are reporting pea-sized hail. That is the only information that we have right now that is in the Elsinore area. Will do, Stacy. Donovan right now, let's see here. Let's go back to Donovan. This storm is about to be on your doorstep. We're talking less than 10 minutes away. Still, all we're seeing right now on radar is just some strong gusty winds, some heavy rain, maybe some small hail, possibly, maybe the size of peas or smaller. I don't see any large hail right now, but we'll watch these storms as they continue to cycle. Okay, so real quick, stay with me, not going anywhere. Going to get a drink of water real fast. Don't go anywhere. And I'm going to turn the mic on mute for just a minute and give me about maybe 2 minutes, if that. All right, sorry about that. Had to get me a drink of water real fast. We've been live now for a while. Not even sure how long I've been live, honestly. Don't even know. But that's okay though. All right. As my wife looks at me and laughs. She looks at me and laughs. Well, thank you so much, Amy. I appreciate that. We just want all I want to do is put the radar out there, show you the towns, and you know what? We'll do this together. Want to make sure that this is why we're doing this. I mean, we care about our part of the country. We're right in between some big cities here in Southeast Missouri, so we want to make sure that you know what we're going to spend. Maybe a couple hours together, possibly, but you know what? As long as nobody gets hurt and we're able to get through this, it was a job well done by everybody. Thank you so much, Amanda. I appreciate that. So that's the thing about these storms. If we happen to get anything that does go tornadic, we're already on the air and we'll dive right into it and we'll dissect it and show you the towns it's coming to. But as of right now, we're just watching some severe. So they did go ahead and let the it looks like as of right now they are not going to, at least temporarily, they're not going to extend this severe thunderstorm warning for Ripley County or Carter County. However, Elsinore still is seeing some of that, the worst weather right now. Mill Springs also seeing some of that bad weather as well. And we're talking about the wind gust. So we'll see if this all holds together. No other new warnings. Let me look over at the Weather Service chat for just a minute here. And still don't see anything new to report on the Carter County storm or the Ripley County storm, which has some good news. You're so much welcome, Miss Margie. Thank you so much. I know high school baseball starts tomorrow in Southeast Missouri. A lot of teams are gearing up. They don't want the rain right now, that's for sure. Christy, windy, yes. So when these storms come in, we're going to get some wind gusts. 50, 55 miles an hour is not out of the question. Luckily, though, it looks like as of right now, we're not showing anything that's really warranting severe levels. The severe thunderstorm warning for Ripley County, it's going to expire in about 5 minutes. And it doesn't look like, as of right now anyway, it doesn't appear that it's going to get extended farther out. So we'll keep watching that. And if the warnings do drop, if they do drop, we will end the broadcast. We don't want to keep you guys on for no reason. If we have a warning in our viewing area, by the way, just so you know, the area that we typically talk about the most is Butler County, also Carter County, the Missouri Boot Heel, Dunklin, Pemiscot counties, Ripley, Stoddard counties, Wayne counties, New Madrid County, Clay County, Arkansas. If we have storms in those areas, that is when we're going to be jumping on a lot of the time to kind of give you ideas of what's going on. Taylor, Doniphan. So Doniphan right now, as you can see, Doniphan, the storm is now moving over the Doniphan area. The good news is, though, the severe weather warning is just to the east of Doniphan, or maybe the west of Doniphan, rather. I think in Doniphan right now, you're going to see some heavy rain. You're going to see some wind gusts possibly to around, I would say, 40, 45 miles an hour. As of right now, though, we don't have anything above 55 miles an hour. And let's hope that continues. I mean, once these storms got into our area, they've kind of weakened somewhat, which that's some really good news. Pete, thank you so much, my friend. Tina, thank you so much. I appreciate you very much as well. Yes, Leanne. Yeah, we're going to watch Clay. We have a lot of folks who tune in Clay County, Arkansas, too. We want to make sure that we keep them informed. If you know somebody in Clay County, Arkansas, may want to give them a call. Maybe tag them in this post and let them see what's coming their direction. And as far as the graphics go and the computer looks, etc., we'll clean this up a little bit better. This is just our first time doing this. Myra, yes, Popper Bluff is under a tornado watch until midnight tonight. Until midnight. Now, once this main line moves through, I can see the weather services starting to back off on the tornado watches. Once we kind of get through this main line to kind of see what it does. The main line itself, some of these storms are a lot stronger to the north. You don't see that now because I'm only looking at single site radars. But if I were to put on the St. Louis radar, all this would be filled in between Farmington, Fredericktown, and then you can see the line stretching all the way down to about Mountain View. Now, these cells back here near Mountain View are pretty intense. I think these are going to be missing our area for the most part. But nevertheless, that's kind of where we are right now. So we do have that special weather statement. It looks like the severe thunderstorm warnings are going to not, at least for now, it's not going to continue on. So The winds have died down in Ellington. Very good. I know there was quite a bit of wind up that direction earlier on. The radar is suggesting that most of the bad weather is to the east now of Ellington. So you be the judge. Let me know. There's no weather warnings into our area right now. It's all been taken down, with the exception of Northeast Arkansas. If you want to hang on with me for a little bit longer, we can do that, or I can go ahead and end the video. And if we get any more warnings that pop up, we can make sure that we jump online with you here on Facebook and on YouTube. Just let me know in the video chat what you're thinking, and we will do what you want to do. So right now, no severe weather warnings into our area. Donovan seeing the heaviest weather right now. Also Elsinore. See Elsinore. Let's see where you are. Elsinore is right here. So Elsinore getting some of that heavy rainfall right now. You know, we'll go ahead and we'll stay live at least until we get to Popper Bluff. How about that? How about we stay on till we get through Popper Bluff? So we'll just stay on, and I'll keep showing you the radars, and I'm gonna keep checking the NWS chat to see if there's any talk about anything. But it looks like these storms have really weakened somewhat since moving in to Ripley County. Not showing anything really that's jumping out to me right now. The bulk of the activity is around Elsinore, Grandin, Donovan right now. It's about to be in Fair Dealing, Naylor, not quite yet into Popper Bluff. It is on the northwestern parts of Butler County along Highway 60, about Flukeville, Elsinore area, seeing some of the heavier rain right now. Let's see here. Nothing about any other strong storms. They're not even talking about, yes, Trevor, this is current radar. As of 6:44 p.m., which it's 6:44. So that blue line you see here is a special weather statement. Let me kind of get rid of that one here. Let me get rid of that one. Let me see if I can get rid of that. Special weather. There we go. So there we go. So I got rid of that. So that's where the storms are currently. Not too great right now, Hope. I know we had some earlier this evening, but most of it has really weakened considerably. So I'm not concerned about hail right now. Not saying that we couldn't get another severe storm out of this, just saying that right now it's not it's just going to be heavy rain, some thunder, some lightning, some wind gusts from time to time. Kristen, you're so welcome. I bet Jordan's ready for some baseball tomorrow. I know I am. Hey, Stacy, glad you're tuning in tonight. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. That's awesome. We have 247 shares on this first night of doing this. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. Really, really appreciate that. Asking. Piedmont, sure. The storm has already moved through Piedmont. Let me go back. Hang on a second. Let me go back. Let me make sure I read that question correctly. Yes, Abby, that storm has already moved past. Actually, this storm is actually on the doorstep of Greenville right now along the Highway 67. So if you know somebody traveling north toward Greenville along Highway 67, you might want to give them a call and tell them that they're about to be impacted with some brief wind gust of around 40 miles an hour, some heavy rain. That is that storm right here. And looking back to the south, so Piedmont, the majority of the weather threat for now is out of Piedmont. It's actually around Greenville Elsinore still seeing the heavy rainfall. So is Grandin, Doniphan right now. Eventually, this will make its way into Naylor, Neelyville, Fair Dealing, Poplar Bluff, and then over toward Fisk, Dudley, Dexter, and those areas, Puxico. Let's go back here. Thank you so much, Teresa. Appreciate you guys. Doniphan, as far as severe hail, high winds, I would say yes. Now, when I say the high winds, I'm talking less than 60 miles an hour. I think right now in Doniphan, your biggest threat's going to be the heavy rain, the dangerous cloud to ground lightning, and wind gust of around 45 to 50 miles an hour. Yeah, these are not these storms could have been a lot worse. They were a lot worse earlier today. Thankfully, it weakened considerably when they moved in to our part of the country. We did have a severe thunderstorm warning earlier, which is why we went on the air, but now it is all moved out. That the warnings rather have been taken down. They've expired. Tammy, I think you're right on this one. And by the time it gets there, unless it really intensifies, it should just be primarily a rain producer right now. I think Jennifer. I think as of right now, there's no reason to believe these are going to be pulsing back up. But you never say never. Timothy, really? In Williamsville, you've got trees down. So here you are I'm pulling up at least a part of Williamsville, Tim. Let me know exactly. Let me know roughly how bad your winds are up there. It could, Robert. I mean, it very well could, but there's a little bit right here, just east of Grandin. Nothing is warned on yet, but some of these are getting a little bit darker in color, but no warnings right now with any of these storms. Kennett. So you're farther south, and you've got it. There's a big storm just west of Pocahontas. I would say you're still about an hour to an hour and a half out in the Kennett area. If you hear of any trees down, let me know. I don't see anything in the NWS chat about trees being down. Nope, nothing about trees being down anywhere in Wayne County or Carter County. Just a pea-sized hail earlier on that was reported by the Carter County EMA director. No problem, Diane. Just remember, we're going to have more severe storms this summer or spring. And this kind of gives me an idea of what to do in the future. I know we got started, we had some audio problems. I know why that was now. I'll blame that one on Tim as well. No, I'm kidding. Betty, glad to see you're doing okay watching from Doniphan. That's awesome. Just lightning and some wind 1 mile west of Williamsville. Well, hopefully, Tim, the worst of it is going to be past you very, very soon, my friend. I'll let the guys know from the Weather Service that we've got some trees down in Wayne County. Tim, I always got to blame you, my friend. You know that. Okay, so power is out in near Williamsville. Okay, thank you for letting me know, Abby. How big would you say the hail is right now? Let me see if I can pull that up here. So I'm assuming, yeah, it's gotten stronger. I'm assuming that you're referring to maybe just south of here's Junction A right here. So I'm going to pause the radar here, and let's see here. This is where the heaviest part of the storm is. So here's Williamsville, there's Junction A, and that's where the heaviest 49 and A. I'm assuming that's Highway 49 and Junction A where they meet is about where the strongest part of that storm is. We do not have a weather warning in effect, but that is the heaviest part of the storm in Wayne County. It's just about to cross into Highway 67 here in the next 10 minutes. Really, not even 10 minutes. So, lightning around Doniphan, wind and lightning, pea size. Thank you so much. I'll pass that information on to the Weather Service. I'll do that right now. Go north of that between Williamsville and Greenville, okay? Okay, so it's about, I see what you're saying now, Abby. I see it now. Yeah, just about to cross just south of Greenville. That's also another heavy part of the storm. There's also one that just crossed over Williamsville. That's the one that Tim was telling me about the trees being down on his farm. So, just got this. Hang on one second here. So, a special weather statement that has just come in from the Weather Service. Let's see where this one is. So, a special weather statement. Let me put this back on so that way we can read it and you can see it for yourself. There it is. Okay, so let me pan back out here. So they are not going to issue, as of right now, they're not going to issue severe thunderstorm warnings. However, at 6:51, which is about 3 minutes ago, a line of strong storms were extending to about Greenville to Maynard, Arkansas. It's moving east at about 40 miles an hour, wind gust of 40 to 50 miles an hour. See, locations include, here we go, Poplar Bluff, Marble Hill, Advance, Bollinger Mill State Historic Site, Lake Wapapello, Puxico, Neelyville, also Culin, Fisk, Dudley, Wapapello, also Patton, Leopold, Harville, and Grassy. So that's what we're seeing right now. So thankfully, no severe thunderstorm warnings. However, a special weather statement for our area. And we'll leave this blue on so that way you can see it. And that stretches all the way to around Perryville, all the way down to the Arkansas-Missouri state line, just south of Poplar Bluff. No warnings, just a special weather statement. We're talking wind gust of 40 to 50 miles per hour. High winds in Williamsville. Thank you, Sarah. Military Cemetery Crossing, she says. So we'll keep watching this for you this evening. We'll let you know if we get anything else any kind of warnings that do pop out. Electric. Yes, I did let the Weather Service know. Electric is out in, looks like Wayne County. So, dumb question, Sarah. Are you on Ozark border or are you on something else? I'll try to look into how many power outages have been reported so far. Tammy, that's just the Weather Service. I mean, they're saying that the reason why there's a tornado watch in the area is, Tammy, is the atmosphere is conducive for isolated tornadoes. Thankfully, we're not seeing that happen right now. So I would rather be under a watch than a warning any day, obviously. I'm sure you agree as well. Tammy, where was that at last night? I'm assuming that's not around here, I would assume. Ozark border, thank you so much. I'll look at the Ozark border website and kind of see exactly how much. Let me look and see how many folks are reporting power being out right now. Bear with me here. I'm going to do, there we go. That's what I wanted. I've got three different computers in front of me here. I've occupied almost the entire kitchen table for this. So let's see here. So Ozark border, and well, as of right now, nothing in Wayne County, but this just happened, so I'm sure that they'll be updating that very soon. There is 55 folks out right now without power in Ripley County and about 3 in Carter County. Power out in Hendrickson. So that would be That would be north of Poplar Bluff in Butler County. Thank you so much for letting me know about that. Let's see here. Let me zoom into the storm in Poplar Bluff. So here is the storm right now. It's about to cross Highway PP in Poplar Bluff. It's going to be just northwest of the city. That is the stronger part of this cell. We're talking wind gusts of around 40 to 45 miles an hour. It's crossing PP Highway right now. Not going anywhere. Just going to mute my mic for just 1 second and check something. Hang on. Give me about 30 seconds. All right. Sorry about that. All right. I'm back. All right. So this is what we have here. Naylor's about to get hit with the storms right now. Nothing severe, just the strong storms. A special weather statement is in effect for all of these communities here. All this in blue: Puxico, Dudley, Fisk, Poplar Bluff, also Zelma, all the way back up to the Perryville area. Let me go back to the Ozark border map here. Let me see if they've updated some of these power outages. So yeah, Wayne County now is coming in with about 6 people that are without power in Wayne County, 69 in Ripley County, and about 7 right now in Carter County. Well, I'm glad that we're not over in Indiana, that's for sure. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to go back over to the NWS chat here and kind of see 44 mile per hour wind gust just a few moments ago in Ripley County. Didn't say where in Ripley County. That came from the National Weather Service in Paducah from Chris Knowles, one of the lead forecasters over there. I'm assuming it's going to be around the Naylor area or just west of Naylor, along Highway 142 is what I'm assuming. The way it looks on radar anyway. And then the strongest part in Butler County right now is going to be around PP Highway, about to cross Highway 60 just north of Poplar Bluff. No warnings in effect. No warnings. Loretta, thank you so much, Ms. Hart, for letting me know that. So let's go back south a little bit here. Let me pan back out just a little bit here. So Poplar Bluff, just west of Bluff. If you're looking west, I bet you're seeing some dark clouds right now, probably seeing the gust front coming in. Nothing severe at this time. That's the good news. Strong winds in Naylor. Thank you so much. The Weather Service reporting 44 miles per hour. No wind in Batson Mini Farm, but dark. Thank you so much, Harold. That means it's on your back doorstep. I'm going to zoom back in here. So yeah, Stringtown right now is seeing some of the see Milltown, Stringtown, Beaver Dam area has already seen some of the worst. Poplar Bluff, it's going to be in our back door here very soon. Ashley, once this moves out, once this initial line moves through, I think the severe weather threat really diminishes. I really do. I don't think we're going to see a lot of redevelopment. Now we could see some rain. Absolutely could see some rain. Well, I appreciate that, Miss Diane. I wouldn't say that just yet. But I will say this, we're planning on doing this, every chance that we get coming up in the spring and the summer. We started this back in the winter time for the winter weather. We had about 1 or 2 episodes, but anytime that we get lines of storms like this, we're going to do this. And you know what? We're holding a big audience here tonight, and we'll keep doing this. If you guys want it, we'll keep doing it. Getting it at Hendrickson. Yes, I think somebody said there was some power outages around that area. I didn't see any through Ozark border. Let me refresh that page. And let me see what we've got here. We do have some now. Yep, we've got 19 customers out of power in Butler County. Let's see here. It's going to be right there hovering the Butler-Wayne County line is where the power outages are being reported. Now, there's 296 right now in Wayne County. I'm assuming the bulk of that's going to be around Williamsville. Somebody was telling me about power outages up there. Hey, thank you, Courtney. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for sending those. Sending the stars. We like that. Getting hit in Bluff Estates. Thank you so much, Samantha. You're welcome for all the updates. Absolutely. Let's see here. Looking at, let me zoom back in here. I've got 3 different mouses here I'm working from. So here's the storm right now coming into Poplar Bluff. So Cedar Valley, it's going to be right there at that corridor. 6760 is where the heaviest storm right now in Butler County is going to be. It's going to converge right there at that Cloverleaf. And 67 and 60 right here, as you can see on the map. I'm going to go a little farther south. Here's Harville. Fair Dealing right now is getting in on the action, getting some heavy rain. Also some wind gust to about 40 miles an hour. Hey, thank you, Madeline. I appreciate that. Thank you for the stars. Yes, thank you, Ashley. That's awesome. Yeah, keep those stars coming. We love stuff like that. See, somebody had said something about our power in Mill Spring. Thank you, Courtney. Let me know if it goes out. Hopefully, it doesn't go out. I know right now there's quite a bit of power going out in a lot of the northern parts of Butler County, southern Wayne County. I'm going to do a refresh on this. Right now, I don't want to show the power outages. I want to tell you about those. I want to keep the radar where it is just because of these storms moving in. To me, the radar right now is the most important thing. So 296 right now. It's without power in Wayne County. Ripley County at 69 customers. Butler County at 19. And 7 right now in Carter County. Thank you so much, Madeline. Tyler, thank you so much, my friend. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow on the baseball field, my friend. One of my best friends in the whole world, John Scott, tuning in tonight. Thank you, John. Appreciate you, my friend. We got to get together and hang out sometime. Connor, hope is eternal. Yes, it is, my friend. Oh, no, Dalton. Wind chimes blew off the porch. What county you live in, Dalton? Is that going to be in Butler County? So the southern end of this storm has really kind of become very unorganized, which is good. So Naylor, Neelyville's about to get hit with some rain. This is going to turn into a very quick, heavy rain threat. Not expecting, flooding by any means. It's moving too quick. But we're not worried about the hail and even the wind threat starting to diminish quite a bit. Let's see. Power just went out in Batson Mini Farm. Thank you, Harold. And that's because of this right here, I bet. I bet right here is where we're talking about. That's where the heaviest of that storm is coming over right now. So right where I've got that black circle is where I'm thinking that the power is starting to kind of go out in some parts of the county. Okay, so let me zoom in here. Harville is getting it right now. They're getting into the activity. You can hear the dogs barking. Sorry about that. I've got two of them. They do not like storms. I don't know about you, but my dogs, they do not like storms. Teresa, where do you see where's the hail at? Please let me know. Very dark and windy, about 160 and 67. Yep. Let me go back to 67 here. So here's Neelyville. So Naylor is getting into the activity as we speak. Also, Neelyville is about to get in on the action as well. Harville, same situation. Popper Bluff. Luckily, we're not seeing anything that's, we're not seeing anything that is, severe. That is the good news. Pinecrest and Batson. Whoops, sorry, hang on. These comments are coming in pretty quick. Stay with me here. Okay, so Pinecrest and Batson seeing some small hail. ETA on when it's going to hit Fisk. I would say in the next 15 to 20 minutes, expect the thunder to start coming into your area there in Fisk. And now the sun's starting to go down. Sunset is about to happen, if not already. Here's what I found. My Siri's going off for some reason. Thank you so much for all the stars coming in. That's great. You guys are amazing. Heather, thank you so much. Just started raining on 53 Highway. So, yeah, if you haven't done so already, please hit that share button. I haven't checked lately. We're getting close. Yeah, we're about 5 shares away from 300 here tonight. That's amazing. Have no power, Craig. Yep, I'm watching the power outages go up, my friend. Yeah, we're at 306 right now in Wayne County. We went from 19 to 60 in Butler County, 72 in Ripley County, and about 7 in Carter County. 72, by the way, in Ripley County as of right now. And I would imagine we might get a little bit more in the way of power outages, possibly east of Popper Bluff. So if you can, make sure and get those phones charged up. We're seeing a lot of lightning with these storms. Thank you, Shelly. I appreciate that. It's hailing. Ricky, how big is the hail and where in Popper Bluff are you seeing it? I would imagine the south end of town. So if you live on, let's say, AA Highway in the county just east of Popper Bluff, the heaviest part of this storm that we're seeing right here, that's the heaviest part of the storm. It's moving off to the east at around 50 miles an hour. Very tiny hail in South Willoughby. Thank you, Connor. I appreciate that. Pea size, just a bit larger north of Bluff. All right. So I'm assuming, are you possibly around the Hillard area? Let me switch. Let me switch here. Hang on. Let me do this. Let me go to the main radar here. So bear with me. And all I'm looking for on this radar is just the hail. So the hail is so small that even the radar is not picking it up. That's why I went to here for. I kind of wanted to see what it was picking up. But even the radars right now, the hail is so small, it's not picking up the hail right now in these storms. I'm still on the Memphis weather site. Let me go over to the Paducah. I don't usually use Paducah just because it's so far away, but I will in this instance just to kind of see if I can see anything different. Here we go. So here's the Paducah. Now I can see why the power outages have went out in Butler County, especially in these areas right here. According to the Ozark border map, here is where we're seeing the power outages, the majority of them in Butler and Wayne County, right in this general area. That's a good location of where we're seeing the majority of the power outages right now in Butler and Wayne counties. and there's the heaviest part of that storm is riding the Wayne Butler County line. So now we're starting to get some of that activity into Poplar Bluff, a nice little strong part of the cell just to the west of city limits. It is calmer in Doniphan, still some thunder, but no rain at the moment. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much. Trying to go back to see some of the comments. I lost quite a bit of them, or didn't lose them, just coming in so fast. We've got nearly about 400 watching right now, which is just incredible. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on a Thursday night. So that's awesome. Glad that everything is calming down somewhat. Let me check another source here real quick. Hang on. So we're getting the Weather Service, which we've already been talking about this. We're getting a lot of reports of some hail in Butler County. We talked about that already. Strong winds. Let's see here. We talked about some of the guidance according to Chris Knowles. If you know somebody who lives in Fisk, Dudley, Dexter, Culin, Brosley, Bernie, the Weather Service is saying that these storms are starting to get a little bit stronger as they move into Poplar Bluff, and that's coming from the Weather Service in Paducah. Hailing about Cravens Lane. All right, Derek, thank you so much. Is that going to be, are we talking dime size hail, maybe a little bit smaller? Cat, let's see here. No, I'm not worried about tornadoes right now. I mean, some of the storms are getting a little bit stronger, but it's really starting to, we're losing some of that daytime heat. So tornadoes, not saying that we couldn't see a brief spin up, but we're not seeing that classic, supercell looking, anything looking like that on radars. No warnings right now, but the area I'm concerned about is just west of Puxico. We had some folks watching from Puxico. If you want to, if you don't mind, go ahead and tag somebody in this. If you know somebody who lives in Puxico, Bloomfield, Dexter, Bernie, feel free to tag somebody. But the strongest storms right now have been riding the Wayne Butler County line around Puxico, getting into Puxico now. Poplar Bluff is seeing some strong storms as we speak. Nothing severe. We're still talking about, winds in excess of 40, 50 miles an hour. We're talking about small hail. I'm going to look real quick and see if anything. One of our storm spotters here in Butler County is reporting pea-size hail on Business 67, 1 mile south of Bluff. That was about a minute ago, which we've already been talking about that. Thanks in part to the viewers here right now on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you guys so much for that. And go back to the Ozark border page and kind of see, we're talking over 400 folks without power right now in Wayne County. We've got about 500 right now that is out of power in Butler County. So between those two counties, we're talking about 900 that is without power right now. And like we talked about earlier, it's going to be right here. Here is the area that has really been hit hard with these strong winds. I'm looking at the map on Ozark border and I'm going to draw a line of about where the power outages are. That's not going to be exact science, what I just did there, but it kind of gives you an idea of where these power outages are. Now, where I live on the eastern part of the county, we're starting to get some winds. So the good news is, I should be fine out here. We don't have any trees where I'm at, so it's a lot of sand. Thank you so much, Gina. Appreciate that very much. Christy, Dexter, right now we don't have any warnings, but keep in mind that these storms that you're seeing right now on radar, they are producing 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gust. We've got about 1,000 customers without power right now in Butler County, northern Butler, southern Wayne County. and these storms are going to be moving in your direction. So let's go ahead and kind of pinpoint exactly where these storms. We're going to put a track on these storms here. I'm going to go from about Fisk to about Dexter. And this is not going to be exact science, but it will give you an idea. We're going to go 50 miles an hour. So Dudley in about Fisk, the storms should be in your area in about 2 minutes. Let's see here. In Dexter in about 18 minutes. Bloomfield in about 22 minutes. Kind of gives you an idea of where exactly these storms, kind of gives you an idea of maybe how quickly these storms will be on your back doorstep. Let's get rid of this here real quick. And let's just, somebody was asking about Puxico. Hang on one second here. Let's see here. Just started to rain about Menards and Popper Bluff. Thank you so much. Danielle, Puxico, it's going to be some strong winds for sure. We're talking 40, 50 miles an hour. Keep in mind where these storms are coming in at. We've had quite a few power outages so far, about 1,000 customers right now that have been reported so far. Neelyville, let's see here. You're going through the worst of it right now. On the back edge of what we're seeing, we're not seeing anything that's redeveloping, just rain. Just rain as far as Neelyville goes. And we're not seeing, knock on wood, we're not seeing a lot of power outages in those areas, in the Neelyville area. Naylor, let me look at Naylor here real quick. Naylor, yes. I would say you're through the biggest bulk of it right now. You're just going to be left with some rain. Parma. So these storms have intensified somewhat. Nothing severe. That's why we haven't jumped off the air just yet, because on radar, as you can see, between Bluff and just northwest of Neelyville, these storms have kind of intensified somewhat. Nothing severe. Let me check the NWS chat here real quick. I want to see if I don't have any other updates as far as these storms strengthening, but you can see on radar they are. So anticipate, if you live in Popper Bluff, if you live just south of Popper Bluff along 142, Highway 53 from Bluff to Culin, anticipate 40 to 50 mile per hour winds. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, Randall. Of course, Randall is one of our amazing deputies for the Sheriff's Department. I believe he's lieutenant, and if I'm wrong on that, Randall, I apologize. Or lieutenant, my apologies. Does a phenomenal job with the Sheriff's Department. So we're seeing a lot of cloud to ground lightning with these storms, and oh boy, this one's just really perked up here. So northwest of Popper Bluff, it's going to be south of Puxico, north of Dudley and Fisk. As you can see here, this one has really started to intensify. Captain, thank you, Randall. I appreciate that, sir. No disrespect. I didn't mean to get your rank wrong. I apologize. So you can see this storm has really started to intensify now. No warnings with it yet, but it would not surprise me if this thing continues to intensify. We might see another warning coming in, possibly for Stoddard County. So if you know somebody who lives in Dudley, Bloomfield, make sure and send them a text. Let them know they've got a strong storm heading their direction. Neelyville is seeing the worst of it right now, Amber. I think once whatever you're experiencing right now, once it moves out, you'll be left with just some rain. And it could be moderate rainfall as well. I don't want to discount that by any means. As far as severe weather goes, we're not seeing a lot of severe weather south of Popper Bluff. Not to say that we couldn't get something. Let me go back to the NWS chat, and not seeing anything right now from the NWS chat as far as updates on these storms. Sorry, my son was giving me an update on what he's seeing. He's kind of helping me out here. He loves this weather stuff, let me tell you. He is showing a pretty strong hail core just north of Fisk. So If we're seeing hail, it's going to be right in here. Let me back out of this real quick. Let me kind of zoom in to what we're seeing here. So about Rumbar, Highway Z in Butler County, if we're seeing hail, it's going to be about right in here. That's where we could see some bigger size hailstones than what we have seen so far in that area just south of Rumbar, along highway between Highway Teton and Z Zebra is where we're going to be seeing the possibility of seeing some hail, at least maybe dime size, maybe, and now it just weaken a little bit as it goes over Rumbar. Still, though, if you live in Rumbar, Highway Z, that's where we could see some strong winds, some small hail possibly. So Poplar Bluff, it looks like the worst as of right now is moved through your area, just being left with some rain right now. Now, that warning that we had earlier on that was to the west of Corning, the good news is there are no warnings there. It's all been taken down. So that's some good news. I can hear the wind where I live. Let me go back and check Ozark Border real fast. I want to see if any new updates have come in as far as power outages. Okay, so nothing new. Butler County still standing at 504 customers. Wayne County sitting at 460. And then Ripley County is at 80. And 7 is in Carter. So it's just that southern part of Wayne County, northern Butler County is the majority of where the power outages are. Oh, Matt Phillips, you've always got the jokes, my friend. Love it when you're watching. Thank you so much. Yeah, it looks like, Alex, that the majority of the heaviest weather around Bluff has moved farther east. Just going to be left with some heavier rain. A lot of special weather statements. Now, I will tell you between, let's see, Poplar Bluff back toward Doniphan, Alton, seeing quite a bit of rain, seeing some moderate rainfall, nothing severe at this time, which is good news. Let's see here, dime size hail in Rumbar. Thank you so much. I'll pass that information on to the Weather Service in Paducah. Also got another report of some small hail in Harville. I really do, Kat. I don't think I think the worst of it, if you live in the city of Poplar Bluff, I think the worst of it, as far as the stronger winds, I think is over with. I mean, we're still going to see some lightning and some rain. That's going to happen. I'm not too worried about severe weather right now for Poplar Bluff westward. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that very, very much. Um, you know, that was with that was if this right here didn't develop, but it has developed, so I'm not anticipating any more, significant severe weather to come in. I'm not saying that we couldn't see maybe a pop-up storm, but really with this line coming in the way that it has, I don't anticipate in the way of severe weather later on tonight. Maybe some heavier rain for sure. Not going to rule that out by any means. So, here's why I say that. Let me put the Springfield radar back on. Let me put that back on. Whoops. So here's a Springfield radar. And there's nothing out here that makes me, question what I just said. Some heavy rainfall for sure. You see West Plains, you can see Winona still seeing some rain back toward Doniphan. Absolutely. Severe weather, not really seeing it. I went ahead and switched it back to the Memphis radar. You can see Poplar Bluff here. Everything is just south and east of Bluff. Hewlin about to see some of that stronger winds. Still saying about 40 miles an hour. Neelyville's on the back edge of the heavier storms. Still going to see some rain. Still going to see some rain, going to see some thunder. Thank you, Donna. Fair dealing. See here. Yep, fair dealing is just going to see the rain now. Just going to see rain. Maybe some thunder, maybe a little bit of lightning, but as far as severe storms, I think you're in the clear. So that's where we're at. Nothing really. We've really lucked out here on this one. It could have been a lot worse. So, all right. So there you go. Nothing. Just the severe, or I'm sorry, the special weather statements. They have been extended to the east, and right now, let me check one more. Let me check one more thing here on the Weather Service, and Weather Service is Weather Service is showing still nothing about any more severe storms. Hang on one second. Sorry about that. Got a call from one of our storm spotters here in town. And I want to look at Culin right now because Culin is possibly going to be seeing some small hail. Even even my even my son was telling me that as well. Sorry for the pause there in the audio. I took a quick phone call from a storm spotter here. So Culin right now is seeing the stronger once. Wait a minute, we've got a new warning that just dropped, and I told you that might happen. So we're gonna go to the Dexter area for just a minute. Brand new severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued. And we said that could happen. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. So, severe thunderstorm warning has been issued now for north central New Madrid County, northeastern Butler County in southeast Missouri, and Stoddard County in southeast Missouri as well. This warning goes into effect until 8:15. At 7:29, severe storms were located along a line extending from near Bollinger Mill State Historic Site all the way to Advance, Dudley, moving east at 55 miles an hour, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, and penny-size hail. Locations in the warning include, I'll read this for you, Cape Girardeau, Sikeston, Dexter, Scott City, Chaffee, Bloomfield, Marble Hill, Advance, Oran, Minor, Benton, Morehouse, Puxico, Morley, Tams, Matthews, Kelso, Essex, Bell City, and Delta. Those are the communities that are located in this storm. So we talked about this a moment ago that this might happen. And there you go. A brand new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued now for the counties that we just mentioned a moment ago. And I got to go to let me go to the Paducah radar site real quick. Looking at Culin right now, the heaviest part of that cell has moved off to the north and to the east. However, not reporting any, obviously, no power outages. I haven't seen any hail in this area as of yet. We are still watching the radars very carefully, though. We'll keep you up to date on those as it becomes available. I want to go to the radar site here in Paducah for just 1 minute and kind of zoom in on the storm that is going to be just north of Dexter. So there you go. There is the storm that we're looking at right now, just east of Puxico, really, just south and east of Puxico. That is the newest severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued. A very small part of northeastern Butler County, primarily Stoddard County and then off to the east. So if you live in Sikeston, somebody was asking about Sikeston. Jennifer, this storm is headed towards your direction. You might miss out on the most intense part of this storm on this one. There is another one that's south of you guys that we are watching as well. Nothing tornadic, just severe thunderstorm warnings. Let me look at the weather service in Paducah real quick and let me see if we have any updates on anything. Nothing from the weather service in Paducah. Nothing brand new to officially report on. So lightning in Dexter right now. What's crazy is we've only had a couple of warnings, and man, you guys have been great. We've got almost 400 shares tonight. That's incredible. That's talking about winter weather now. That's what we did back in the winter weather modes. Let me look at. I've got just in case you're wondering, my son he's watching every radar known to man. So he's also helping me out a little bit too, telling me kind of where to zoom into. And he's right. So we're gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this very carefully too. Let me draw you. Let me draw. We're gonna watch this right here as it starts to develop. And then we're watching a storm that might impact parts of the Boot Hill. It is around between Pocahontas and Walnut Ridge. Nothing warned on at this point, but we'll watch it very carefully. Kim. So these storms will be in the Sikeston area here in the next few minutes. But thankfully, we don't have any other warnings to pass on except for the one that just dropped a moment ago. And that one does encompass Stoddard County. It also has southeastern Bollinger County, Scott County, north central New Madrid, northeastern Butler, even though I think the majority of that storm is now out of Butler County, southern Cape Girardeau County, Stoddard County, and southeast Missouri. And that's going to be for the northern half of Stoddard County. Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate that very much. And we're going to do this again. This will not be the only time that we do this, I've got a feeling. And just thank you guys for letting us come into your homes here tonight. We really appreciate it. This is probably going to happen at 8 and 9 o'clock at night sometimes, and we'll be here. We'll watch the radars for you, and if we get warnings like we had earlier on, we're going to go, and we'll stay with it as long as we need to. So let me get rid of this real quick. So this is the heaviest part of the storm just east of Puxico. I'm going to check and see. Oh, Danny, you're so welcome, my friend. Thank you so much. Let me look at a couple things here real fast. We're about to end our live video. I want to look at something real quick. So the good news is no new power outages have been reported in Butler County or Wayne County. We're still sitting at 503, and we are still sitting at 460 in Wayne County. And it's going to be right there on the there are some power outages out in Batson. We knew about that earlier on. There's about 400 of them that's currently out of power in the Batson mini farms area. And I'm sorry, not about 200 of them rather. I'm sorry, about 200 of them are currently out around the Batson area, and a couple of hundred is going to be out in the northern parts of Butler County as well. And then we have the 400 that is out, and that's going to be around the Wapapello area. Southern Wayne counties, northern Butler counties is going to be the areas that has seen the majority of the power outages here tonight. Still nothing as far as from the weather service in Paducah. Amanda, I didn't hear that one. Where was that? Where was that at? See here. All right, Linda. Yeah, we're going to let it get past Dexter. It's almost there. It's almost on the doorstep of Dexter. Puxico right now is seeing some of the worst of it. It is just east of Puxico, still left with some heavy rain. We're seeing that looks like the heaviest part of the cell is now out of Poplar Bluff. So if you live from Poplar Bluff on westward, Doniphan, Fair Dealing, Naylor, Eminence, Piedmont, Van Buren, Elsinore, we're not expecting anything in the way of severe weather. We're just going to see rain. We're going to see some cloud to ground lightning from time to time, some thunder here and there. But as far as storms go, we are not expecting any more severe weather. So there you go. That's what we have right now. Jennifer, storm is coming your direction towards Sikeston. Right now, it's on the doorstep of Dexter right now. Thankfully, other than the power outages, we haven't heard of any damages. Clarkton right now is still in the clear. There is some storms coming your direction, but nothing is severe. Nothing is actually weakened quite a bit, actually. Once it moved through Neelyville, it is weakened substantially. Culen right now is still seeing the heaviest of the storm. Nothing severe. Lisa, pretty close. The heaviest part is just to your north. It's going to be around Highway 51 from Culen to about Batesville. In Batesville, that's that stretch there on 51 Highway. Poe, Missouri, that's going to be, I should know this, Wendell, I should know that one. That's going to be just into Stoddard County, I believe, right? Yeah, there it is. They're on U Highway. It's actually coming into your location as we speak. You're going to hear some loud thunder, obviously. You're going to hear some gusty winds, maybe some small hail. But thankfully, no warnings with this storm. So there's Poe right there. And there is the storm following CC Highway to U Highway. Not yet, Emily. I haven't heard of any hail heading that direction. Thank you, Donna. Appreciate that very, very much. Well, we're going to do this again, I can promise you. This won't be the only time. Somebody was asking about Bloomfield. Let me go back to that question real quick. Here is north of Bloomfield. Looks like Bell City right now is going to see the heaviest of that storm. So if you know somebody who lives between Bloomfield and Bell City, that's about where the heaviest of the weather is. Otherwise, just going to be some gusty winds, some cloud to ground lightning, some heavier rain. Same in Dexter. Even though there's a warning out for that area, we're seeing a lot of lightning where we are here, where I am anyway, but not seeing a lot in the way of hail or any high winds for that matter. All right. My son's letting me know here. So there's a pretty big cell that has just west of Marmaduke. So if you live in it's moving farther to the southeast than east. So it may clip it will hit Paragould, the northern parts of Paragould, Arkansas, maybe the southern tip of Dunklin County. Winds are picking up in Bernie. Let me go to Bernie here. So Bernie, it's knocking on the doorstep. It's not quite there to Bernie just yet. Not quite to Bernie just yet. It's right now getting into Poe. So it's going to be in Poe here in a moment. May already actually be there depending on how fast the update came in to the radar. We have a pretty quick radar here where we're at. So Poplar Bluff, yes. Alice. You can go back up to Poplar Bluff. So here's Poplar Bluff. Yeah, the storm fronts already came through. You're going to see some rain, obviously. That's going to be in the future for a little bit. But as far as severe storms, no, we're good. Campbell, you're about to see a strong storm coming into your area very soon. It's just south of Cullin right now. The heaviest of that storm, by the way, it went north of Cullin, but there's another cell back off to the southwest of Cullin, Oglesville, Vegas. Vegas right now is going to get impacted pretty quick. This one actually may miss Campbell. It might miss Campbell. All right, Wendell. I figured it would be. You're talking about Poe. So, yep, it's in Poe right now. The good news is nothing, no warnings on it, just a strong storm. Oops, went too far. Went too far. Let me go back over toward Dexter here. So this storm is really kind of falling apart around Dexter. So Dudley right now is seeing the heavier of the rain, but as far as storms, they're really falling apart. Oh, thank you guys so much. You guys are too kind. Appreciate you guys for tuning in so long here tonight. It's been great. I think we've eclipsed or we got pretty close. Yeah, we're at 396 on shares. That's impressive. That is amazing. Thank you guys so much for that. My GM and my sales manager will love that. And a big thank you again to PB Realty Legacy Farm and Land Specialist. All right, so thank you guys for tuning in. Anything else you guys want to know before we end the video? It is 7:45 here tonight. Let me make sure there's no other questions. I'm going to check the Ozark border map real fast. Nope, everything is the same there. And so nothing in our area from the Weather Service. Everything is up in southern Illinois. So we'll let them handle that. Hey, thank you, Kim. Appreciate you very much. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And do me a favor. Can I recap the outages? Sure. Let me go back to that power. Let me go back to the map. As of 7:45 tonight, so about 30 seconds ago, Butler County is reporting 500 power outages. The majority of those are going to be from the Batson Mini Farm area and just south of Wayne County in northern Butler County. Also, Wayne County is reporting 460 power outages. The majority, well, all of those outages are going to be in southern Wayne County. We've got Ripley County, 101 outages in Ripley County. There are some that is in the northern part of Ripley County, some southwest of Donovan, and then some, it looks like, reported 2 or 3 that's going to be reported around Naylor. And then 7 outages in Carter County. I think so. I think Dexter's going to be spared, Christy. I think by looking at it, you're going to get some heavy rain coming in very soon. Right now, it's around Dudley, but the stronger winds, 40, 50 mile per hour winds, going to be north of you, just north of Bloomfield too. You'll be left with just some rain. Alexis, Parma. Let me see where that is. Hang on a second. I know Parma very, very well. Just got to find it on the map. Parma, there it is. Nope. I would not worry about that at all. I really wouldn't. It's going to have to do a lot of recycling before it gets there, and it's already to the west of Bernie. You should be just fine. I really do think that honestly that the tornado watches are going to come down here very, very soon. I do not anticipate these tornado watches to stay in effect. I would say the majority of them, if not all of them, should be taken down before maybe 9, maybe a little bit later.
I didn't get that.
Oh, Siri's trying to talk to me again. You know what, Clarkton? Honestly, there's just no. They're so unorganized right now. Jaden. I would not. I think Clarkton right now, the main threats are going to be just maybe some brief gusty winds, um, some heavy rainfall, but tornadoes, no. Malden, same scenario. Malden, actually, you're getting spared quite a bit, actually. You're just going to see lightning and thunder and some heavier rain. Good deal. So the power stayed on in Poe. Thank you so much, Wendell. Appreciate that, my friend. All right, so we're going to end the video. Thank you again for tuning in. And if you want us to continue to do these updates when we have severe weather, please let us know in the chat. And then tomorrow morning, after I get off the air, I go on in the morning at 6. And once I'm done with my radio show, I will make sure that I let my GM see all the positive feedback that we have seen so far tonight and all the shares and the comments. And if we get another any kind of severe weather that we get, we will be your home for the severe weather coverage. A big shout out once again to PB Realty, Legacy Farm and Land Specialist. Thank you again to Tim Hicks for getting me all set up. And of course, my son Chance, who does a great job of watching all the radars for me as well. I'm Frankie Castile. Thank you again for watching. Have a great night. And we will see you back here again when severe weather hits Southeast Missouri. Have a great night.